Hi all, this is me, back for another review, and this is for Wonder Woman 1984. The film is directed by Patty Jenkins, and again stars Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, just like in the first movie. This review will be as spoiler-free as possible, however, there may be some strong suggestions. I don't really know, depends what you consider a spoiler. I'll try and make it as spoiler-free as possible. The plot of this film is that there is a rock that if you say "I wish" while holding it, whatever you say after that will come true. And now I think about that and just said it, that sounds really dumb. Like, couldn't they think of something more, I don't know, more creative? That actually does sound really basic. But watching it, I didn't think about that watching it just now, I've literally just thought that. But yeah, anyway, I don't know, obviously the villain gets hold of it, there's lots of action scenes, it's a superhero movie, what do you expect? They don't really do anything different, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, he gets hold of it, then Wonder Woman has to stop him, and that's your plot. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Gal Gadot coming back as Wonder Woman. Obviously she was going to come back, they're not going to change it. But yeah, obviously she's great in the role, everyone loves her. But the one thing I do feel is that she's almost too perfect, like she's got that film style look about her. And I get that, like, attractive women in films sells the movie, it's a big selling point, but at the same time, they're making all these films now where they're supposed to be, like, showing support to women and they're women-centric casts and crew. Except you have these main characters that have perfect skin, they look amazing and they're very generically attractive, except what I don't think that does is it doesn't help women who are necessarily, because what I'm trying to say is that not every woman looks that perfect, and that can cause a lot of anxiety for people. And so as much as these films are trying to help people and show support to women in the industry, I think in a certain sense maybe they don't as well. Maybe I'm just looking at it too in depth, but you have loads of people that are really worried about how they look right now, and having people that are so beautiful in films doesn't really necessarily help that. And so I would question what you're actually doing to help women by having these films made, because you're not really, because it's not the average person, it's not just the average woman in these films, it's people who are specifically chosen because they look amazing. And I just felt that was a bit off. Like, even when you have like someone who's like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, a character that's very deranged and crazy, she's still really attractive, she still has perfect skin, loads of makeup, and it still puts so much pressure on young women, and just anyone in general, to be honest, that watches these films and you see these perfect actors and you think, I need to be like that to be liked, when really you don't. But that's kind of the image the film gives off. Yeah, I just thought that was an interesting point to make. Chris Pine's also back in this film. I don't really know why, to be honest. I didn't really like him that much in the first film. I don't buy their relationship, and they really do play on that in certain parts in this film, and it just didn't get to me at all. I don't buy it at all. Generally can't even remember his name. I'm trying to think of it now. What's his character's name? Steve something. That's probably bad, I should probably know that for the review, but yeah, I just don't buy their relationship, and when they tried to play on that in the film, it didn't get to me, and I just wasn't really a fan of that whole dynamic. But I know a lot of people are. So if you are, you'll enjoy this film because he is back in it, and he does do basically the same thing as he did in the first film, which is just potter about and help out Wonder Woman, just have like a male sidekick who doesn't really do anything else, to be honest. The villain in this film is played by Pedro Pascal, who everyone seems to love right now, and I completely get that. Obviously he was great in Mandalorian, but obviously with the helmet on, didn't have a lot of opportunity to show us his acting ability, because obviously he's not got any facial expressions, and I'm sure, as we're all finding out right now, we're having to wear masks, so that it's quite hard to show facial expressions when your mouth, and especially your mouth and eyes, are not shown on the screen. But he really does shine in this film. It was awesome to see him in something else. I don't know where this guy's been, like, all my life. I don't believe I've ever seen him in anything before Mandalorian. If he is in anything big, feel free to let me know in the comments, because I would love to watch anything he's in right now. He really is on fire. He's probably my personal pick for most in-film actor at this moment in time. And he really has fun with the role, and I was just drawn to him. He's really good at the emotional scenes, and he's really good at playing, no, I want to take over the world. supervillain sort of character. So he was actually my favourite thing about the film. He just played it flawlessly, has fun with it, and I can't wait to see him in more things in the future. Kristen Wiig is also in this film, and her character is the one that develops most over the course of the 2.5 hour runtime, which I should probably just say at this point that I didn't really feel like it was too long, and I just felt like some of the things in the film could have been done better, but that's what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But yeah, anyway, Kristen Wiig herself, she's in this film, she starts off as somebody who's unpopular, no one wants to talk to her, but again, going back to that point I had with Gal Gadot, she's still attractive. You've just put some glasses on her. That doesn't make her a nerd. It doesn't make her a generic nerd. Like, the Hollywood just seems to think, put glasses on her, that's it, fine. That's nerd now. But it doesn't really work. She's still attractive. She's still got perfect skin, got loads of makeup on, obviously, because it's a movie. And, yeah, now I've noticed it. It's something that I just can't stop noticing. But then, as her character develops, she kind of gets power hungry too, and then turns into another villain. That's why I hope that isn't too much of a spoiler. If it is, I'm sorry. But yeah, and her character becomes quite pinnacle to the plot. I like the fact that they tried to do something different in the sense of it wasn't just one villain. Gal Gadot fights that one villain, and then that's the film. I like the fact that they tried to do something different, but didn't really work for me in certain sections, and that I'm going to talk about next. So I feel like the writers kind of tied themselves down at the end of this film, because there can't really be a final fight if it's just Pedro Pascal, because his villain doesn't have superpowers. His only superpower is that he has this rock that he can wish for stuff. So if Wonder Woman even got close to him, he'd just be like knocked out in like one punch, and what sort of movie would that be? So I guess they kind of felt like they have to have a final fight in this film, and that's where Cheetah comes in. She turns from this nerd, this power-hungry person, into this CGI cheetah. I don't know. But yeah, so then there's like a 10-minute fight scene in the dark, so you don't really see any of Cheetah because the CGI in this film isn't good throughout, to be honest. I mean, the action scenes up until this point are good, but the actual CGI of like characters and stuff like that isn't good. And there's also a scene, which again I hope isn't a spoiler, later on where Wonder Woman flies. Why is that in the film for a start? And not only why is it in the film, its execution is so poor that it was just almost wrecked the film because it just didn't need it. But anyway, back to the final fight, sorry I'm digressing. But yeah, they felt that you kind of feel like they had to put this fight in just to have something in there, just to have another action scene, but I don't think it was necessary. It didn't work. I imagine it was really expensive for something that didn't work and something that doesn't even look good. But yeah, I think they probably could have cut that bit out, and the film would still have been fine, and probably would have been better, to be honest. Overall, I'm going to give this film a 7 out of 10. I think for most people it's going to be a good one-time watch. I don't think you'll want to watch it any more than that. I did come out of cinema feeling like this was really, really good, but actually after watching other reviews, excuse me, and seeing what other people thought of this film, seeing whether the kind of like plot holes were, I kind of do agree with them that it's not perfect, but I do enjoy it. I would kind of sum it up as to say it's a good concept with poor execution. I think it could have been made a lot better, and I think there were some things in there that were shoehorned in that didn't need to be. But despite that, despite this maybe seeming like quite a negative review, I think there's still really good points. I mean, to be honest, the film's worth watching just for Pedro Pascal's performance. So if you haven't seen it, I really would recommend clearing those negative reviews out of your mind and just going into it and just having a good time with it, because it's a superhero movie. It's not art. It's not anything special, but it's enjoyable, and it is what it is. I would also recommend, if you haven't seen it yet, stay for the credit scene, because there's a mid-credit scene at the end. There's only one, but it's definitely worth staying for. If you're a nerd like me, you'll really appreciate it and really enjoy it. And that really did kind of, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I came out of this film the first time I watched it, just feeling so good because of that end credit scene. I think you'll enjoy it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll have another review out shortly, and then after that I don't know when my next one will be. I'll try and get a bit more consistent when I can get more while my confidence is building up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video.